live. Hello everyone and welcome to the first grocery haul after the May $10 grocery budget challenge. And I have to tell you, I was just really trying to be very cautious about what I picked up. I thought, don't go overboard, don't grab everything. And I wasn't necessarily hungry, but I did pick up a few things that I probably could have left in the store. So let me just move some of these things over out of the way so that I can start unpacking what I've got, and I'll show you what I got. And I did get some pretty good deals. Where did I go? I went to Aldi, and I will say one thing. As much as I love shopping at Aldi, one of the things that I do miss when I go to Aldi is that I don't get a chance to accumulate my points that I get to accumulate at Kroger. You know, when you go to Kroger, you've got your digital coupons, you get points that you can use for gas and different things like that. So that's a little bit of, not a big issue, but I was just like, won't be getting any points today. But let's just show you what I got. And let me start with this bag of things. So one of the things I tried to do is put all the cold stuff in one bag. And all these have these bags of corn. They were 97 cents a bag. And one of the things that I do try to do is stay on top of having some frozen vegetables. So I got 3 bags of frozen corn. And I also got some of the bags of, oh yeah, here's the 3rd bag of frozen corn. I also got some bags of the frozen mixed vegetables and also some of the frozen green beans. Now, I like to use these for the mixed vegetables, for soup in particular. Some days, you know, I'm in a hurry and I don't feel like doing all that chopping. So I might just grab a bag of the frozen mixed vegetables, or when I'm making pot pie, I will grab a bag of these as well. So now I think these were $1.29, something like that. The corn was 99 cents though. And since it's like 91 or 92 degrees here, I picked up this bag of garden salad. And then I've got some romaine lettuce growing in my patio garden, and so I'll add some of that romaine lettuce to that. Now, what was I out of? Because like I said, this is the first grocery haul since the $10 grocery budget challenge, and I really wanted to try to keep myself reined in. But what were we out of? Well, we were out of a lot of fresh things. So I still had carrots and celery, and I think I had a couple of red and yellow bell peppers, but that was about it. So I picked up some red seedless grapes, and I think these were like $4.95 a bag at Aldi. And the first thing my husband said when I walked in the door was, "Did you get any fruit?" And of course I did. Particularly since if we have fruit, he will eat that rather than some other junky kind of stuff. And he loves cherries. So I got a bag of sweet cherries, and I think these might have been $3, but they were worth it because Babe loves cherries. So got some cherries. And then they have this 90-second rice at Aldi, and typically it's $1.49 a bag, but today this was 99 cents a bag. So I got several bags of that. So there's that one. And then coming back to the fresh, I picked up some broccoli and I picked up some cauliflower. And we'll be having some meals, some salads this week where I'm having the broccoli and cauliflower in that. And then I always like to get some kind of cat food when I'm there. So I picked up a couple of bags of cat treats. Now, this grocery haul is not as organized as I normally would have it because I was in a hurry trying to get stuff in the bags. So I'm really not sure where everything is. And I wanted to get this haul started so that I could get whatever is frozen in the freezer. So let me get these out real quick and I'll show you what I got. But I do like to get cat food whenever I go to the store. Oh, and look at my grocery bag. This is a grocery bag that Debbie made for me. She said in her hometown, the store that she normally goes to are no longer giving grocery bags when you shop. So she made herself some grocery bags and she made me one too. So I really enjoy using it when I am at the store. So something I picked up was 5 cans of these sardines, and my husband likes the sardines in oil, so I got 5 cans of those, and they were just 99 cents a can. And I think it's about the same price at Kroger, about 99 cents a can. And then here's more rice. Now, the cilantro rice was 69 cents a pack. So I did pick up 3 packs of the cilantro rice. The basmati rice was 99 cents. But again, that is all reduced from the typical $1.49. So I got some of those. Now, I will make rice in my rice cooker. Thank you, Kara. I will make rice in my rice cooker. However, if hubby's making his own meal or he needs something quick, we like to have these 90-second rice entrees to give him an option. So basmati rice and jasmine rice. He really likes the jasmine rice, but I like the basmati as well. So 90-second rice, this was 99 cents. The cilantro version was 69 cents. So that was a pretty good deal. So Aldi is just hitting it out of the park today. I was also out of onions. So I picked up some Vidalia onions. And I'm going to be making some strawberry jam this week. I am working on a series of how to water bath can for beginners. I had a lot of questions from my viewers. So I'm going to try to make that jam sometime this weekend, if not in the next few days. And I thought, better get some sugar. So I did. So I got a 5-pound bag of sugar. And now I'm just pulling these things out of the bag randomly. Normally I'll have things all organized for you. This time I did not. So I got 2 bags of cat treats at 99 cents each. This one is the chicken flavor creamy center. This one is the seafood medley with creamy center. My cat loves these little cat treats, and sometimes I'll even trick him. When we use up the treats in the bag, I'll just pour some regular cat food in the bag, and then when I go out there, shake the bag, and he hears it, and I pour some out. If it's his regular kibble, he'll eat it thinking he's getting a treat. So, but did get some of those. Now here's something I got that I'm thinking, okay, this is not remotely on sale. It was like $2.49 or $2.65 for these 4 packs of corn. Now, I live in Indiana. We are probably one of the corn growing capitals of the world. And it's like, you know you live in Indiana if you know what's knee-high by 4th of July, and that's corn. It should be knee-high by 4th of July. So typically, you can find corn 10 cents a cob when it's like, you know, just fresh off the cob. But I thought, you know what? It'll really be nice to have some nice hot buttered corn on the cob, a little salt sprinkled on it. So I went ahead and picked that up. And then just to let you guys know, it's hard for me to see who's on there from here. So as soon as I kind of get everything out, I can get a little bit closer and I can see who's there. Unless it's something I should attend to sooner, and I, you know, can address that if I need to. So let's see, what's in this bag? More rice, that was the basmati. Now, this is something that I get at Aldi's that I love, and these are cookie dough. This one is the sea salt, caramel, and chocolate chunk. I just love them. They're like 12 in a pack. You just take it out, put a few balls on the baking sheet, put it in the oven, and about 12 minutes later, you have some delicious cookies. And you can just make 2, you can make 6, you can make the whole pack. So sometimes I just get this craving for chocolate or for a cookie, and I can put a couple on. And it could be that I needed to get those today because I haven't really had anything like that sweet in the house. So I did pick up 2 packs of those, and I think the price is okay. So I picked up those. And then eggs. Oh my goodness. I was so glad to see that eggs were down. These eggs were like $2.75 for a carton. I'm like, I don't know when eggs have been that cheap. I was thrilled to see it. So I got 2 dozen because my husband said, you know, I haven't had any eggs for a while. And since we hadn't been buying groceries, we were using what we had. Well, we used up all the eggs we had in the fridge. So eggs at $2.75 a carton. I'm pretty pleased with that. Let's see if I can get this any closer without knocking the phone over. So, okay. So Jean, the W is on, and she's saying hello to everyone. Shelly is saying hello. And Kia is saying she loves cats. And yes, as I've shared with you guys, we have a cat that has us. And so now I'm buying cat food, and I enjoy doing that. Shelly said she misses her old cats, but doesn't miss the expense. Oh my goodness, Shelly. We haven't had any pets for a while. When the last kid left the house, we didn't have any pets, and we were determined not to get one. And this cat showed up on our doorstep. And I made the mistake of feeding him as a kitten. And now little Archie is a part of the family. Now, he still lives outside because my husband is allergic to cats, so I can't bring him in. We take him to the vet. We have him get his shots, you know, the whole 9 yards. And girl, cats are expensive. So yes, I had no clue that cats were so expensive. So this is the cat food that I got today. I always try to get 3 of these little ones. So this is the salmon entry. I think it's like 67 cents a can at Aldi. And then, so I got 3 of those, like little salmon bites. And then I got 3 of the little beef entree. So he can take his pick. And then Jerry Barber is here. Hello, Jerry. It is so good to see you. Glad to have you there. And Ebony, Ivy, and Time is here too. Leona, thank you so much for joining me. And she's like, oh yeah, eggs are back. Yes, they are. Eggs are back. Now, as I'm looking at you guys, there's some little symbols by your names, like little crowns with the number 1 or 3. Not sure what that is. I'll have to figure that out. Oh, top fans. So you guys are my top fans. And so they've given you little crowns to let me know that. I like that. All right. Now, here's the deal. I ran into a lady. She was shopping with her little girl who wasn't paying as much attention to her as she would have liked. And she's like, I want you to wait right there until I'm done looking at this. And I says, do you see any deals? And she's nice and tall. And up on the top shelf, she's like, hey, there's chicken thighs that are 50% off. So these chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs, $8.48 a pack, was 50% off. So that means it was only going to be like $4.24. And then this pack of chicken thighs was $6.39, and it was 50% off. So I got it for about $3.25. So I'm pretty pleased with that. And I had told myself that you don't need any meat today, so don't buy any. So I wasn't planning to buy any meat. However, when I saw those chicken thighs, she shared those with me. I'm like, okay, got to get those. And Alexandra, hey, Alexandra, good to see you. And I remember you're one of me and Miss Leona's diehard fans, and we appreciate you. She says, yes, we love, she has 12 fur babies, all rescue cats. Wet food is best. She says, dry food leads to diabetes and urinary tract issues. Oh, I didn't know that. So we give him about 2 ounces of dry food and then an ounce of the wet food on top of that, you know, to make up his meal. The next time I take him to the vet, I'll ask him about that. If he wants us to just give him the wet food or the kibble. Because I know with a lot of the commercials on TV for pet food today, you're seeing more of a natural, wet kind of food. So thank you for that. And Lenora says, I've helped her so much. Thank you, Lenora. I appreciate that as well. Now, like I said, it's been a while since I have been to the store. So I was trying to keep myself from buying things just because I saw them. And I almost bought a carton of cottage cheese. And I did not. But I love cottage cheese with sliced peaches or pineapple chunks with that as, say, for breakfast or lunch. And I bought some Friendly Farms non-fat Greek yogurt, like I normally get is non-fat Greek yogurt. This was about $3.50, $3.75 for this carton. When I'm normally getting the Chobani at Kroger, which is more like $6. So I really saved on this as well. Well, they had a whole milk vanilla yogurt. And I almost picked it up because I thought, oh, whole milk, vanilla. It just sounded, vanilla beans sounded good. And it was almost $6. And I'm like, what? Why are you even looking at that? I thought, get the non-fat Greek yogurt, which is what your dietitian recommended you to get. And that's what I did. So yes, these prices were great on that. So I did get the peaches though. So I can have the sliced peaches chilled with a meal or as a snack. Don't have to have cottage cheese with it, or I could put it on my non-fat Greek yogurt. When I'm having nuts and berries in the morning, I could have nuts and yogurt with a little bit of peaches. Now, this is not something I needed, but I saw on the news today where Cheerios is going to be discontinuing 3 of the different flavors of Cheerios. And they had 3 flavors at Aldi. They have this one, which is Oat Crunch Cinnamon Cheerios. They had one that was with almonds and another flavor. So I thought, well, I like the cinnamon. So I thought I would get that. And whereas I thought my husband would like the one with almonds, I thought we can put our own pecans in the cereal and be good to go. So I got this box to try. So there's that. Oh, let me show you guys what I have right here too. Isn't this sweet? Now, this is a bouquet of herbs. So for you young homemakers that are out there, I've been encouraging you guys to grow your own herbs. And when I was at Aldi today, I bought some cilantro, and I'll find it in a minute, but it was 99 cents for the pack of cilantro. And I've been growing these herbs myself. So here's some parsley right there. And then this is some thyme, and you can see where it started to flower. And then there's some rosemary right there. And I think that's all that's in here. Just the parsley, thyme, the rosemary. Isn't that pretty? And it has such a nice, fresh fragrance to it. So this is the first time I tried this. I did it like yesterday, and it just still smells really good. So I put like a paper towel at the bottom of the jar because I didn't have any of those little stones. So I could have something to lift the stems up with. But isn't it cute? So let me sit it up here in the window because I didn't want to knock it over as I'm throwing all the groceries up there. So here's more rice. Because I think I got 3 jasmine, 3 basmati, and then 4 of the cilantro. The cilantro rice is really good when we're having a taco rice bowl. Just really delicious with that. So here was my 6th little jar of or can of cat food. Now the one thing about shopping at Aldi and stores that don't have a lot of like name brand things is that you can't always get the exact brand that you like. Most of the time it doesn't matter. So I like the caramel macchiato creamer, the International Delight. Well, they don't have that. They have this brand, which is Barismo Caramel Macchiato. And it tastes okay. Actually, it's pretty good. Now, is it pretty damn good? No, it's just pretty good. Is it International Delight? No. But will it do what I needed to do? Yes. And it is almost, this was like, I think $2.75 for this size. I think at Kroger for the International Delight is probably closer to $4. So I really saved quite a bit on this. So I got that creamer that I needed. I also picked up some tomatoes, and I always struggle getting these little bags open to put them in. I struggled so long. This one little lady came over, just snatched the bag out of my hand, and she went like, and she had the thing open and handed it to me. I'm like, how come I can't do that? I don't know what I do wrong that takes me so hard to get these little bags open. But anyway, there's that. So, Life with Miracle and Maya say that cottage cheese and peaches are good. Yeah, they're very good, and they're good. They're a nice little treat, and your children would like them too. Let's see, what else am I missing here? Oh, yes, please. Thumbs up. That sounds great. Yeah, I've gotten great prices so far. I think I only spent, well, I don't even remember now, $135 or $160. I don't know what I spent, but I did pretty good. So Stephanie says she'll have to try the cilantro rice. It's very good in a taco bowl. It really is. And then Leona at Ebony Ivan Time says she loves the the Aldi creamer. And Lenora says she likes their moisturizer. Kimberly is saying, hey, Denise. Hey, Kimberly, good to have you with us. And so Life with Miracle and Maya. So you guys are in Las Vegas. Well, welcome. Oh, I bet it's hot there. If it's as hot as it is here, I know it's got to be hot out there. Okay, so something else that I picked up. Black beans. We used quite a few black beans during our grocery challenge for the month of May and somewhat of June. So I picked up 3 cans of black beans. And I think the cans of black beans were 99 cents. So there's that. And then my husband likes trail mix. And so they have this Tranquility Trail Mix. Almonds, cranberries, dark chocolate with raisins and walnuts. So I got a bag of that for him. So again, if he's got something like this, he'll eat this rather than chips. Now, did I get some chips for him? Yes, I did. Because sometimes you just got to have your salty snack. But I also got some healthy stuff for him to have choices and some healthier options. So there's that. And then I picked up some ketchups. It's Simply Nature tomato ketchup. It's not red gold, it's not Hunt's, but I bet you it tastes pretty darn good and it'll be fine. And I like to be able to sit it in the fridge like this. So I've got just the kind of right kind of top that I can do that with. So needed ketchup, so I got that there, and their ketchup is good. I got this jar of peanut butter, and I am hoping that I don't have to stir it. But it looks pretty good, and it was like $1.99 for this jar of peanut butter. And I like to get this size. They have some that are bigger, but I don't like to get those real big jars. We don't eat that much peanut butter. Here's the package of, I thought I had grabbed the package of cilantro. What did I grab? Italian parsley, which I did not need. I got plenty of it growing outside. Oh well, I guess I'll have to make do with that. I didn't read very carefully. Cucumbers were 69 cents, so I picked up a couple of those to go in our salads. I also picked up 2 avocados to go in the salads and also to have, I'm thinking some chicken taco soup might be good this week, or certainly when we have our taco rice bowls on Taco Tuesday, I like to put the avocados in that. And I have been loving avocado toast. So I only got 2. And I think they were 89 cents each. Can't remember. And then I had to buy a whole bag of lime. Now that's one disadvantage sometimes when you go to places like Aldi, because you have to buy a whole bag of these little things. But I use a lot of lime, like we have Taco Tuesday every week, and I use them then. And then sometimes I use them in other recipes, so they'll be fine there. And then one of the things I plan to make this week is strawberry lemonade. And strawberry lemonade is going to be the recipe that's in my newsletter when it comes out next week. So if you've not signed up for my newsletter, please do so you can get the strawberry lemonade newsletter. But the strawberry lemonade recipe. But so I needed some lemons for that. And then needed some strawberries for the strawberry jam and the strawberry lemonade. And they were just $1.99 a carton. So I thought that was pretty good. So I liked that idea. Radishes to go in the salad. More rice. And then milk. Almond milk. And it's not the silk almond milk, but it tastes pretty doggone good, and it's certainly cheaper than that. And I can use the almond milk to replace any other milk that I might be using in a recipe. Cornbread muffins, baking, whatever. You can use your almond milk in that. And Leona asked if I freeze my limes. No, I typically use them up before I need to do that. But I'll have to look into that. I didn't know you could freeze your limes. So, yeah. Yeah, strawberry lemonade is delicious, especially when it's homemade. And it's not necessarily pink lemonade. It's strawberry lemonade because you're making it with strawberries and lemonade. Some pink lemonade just has like pink food coloring in it, and they just turn the lemonade pink. No, this is strawberry lemonade where you have strawberries and lemon juice in it. So I'll be making some of that. Something I like to keep is clover honey, because we have a lot of honey that we use the honey in tea for my husband in the morning, and then sometimes in baking. So I picked up a bottle of that, and we've been using out of the one that I have on my pantry shelf. And as Granny Karma says, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So if I've only got one bottle up there and I'm using it, once it's gone, there will be none. So I picked up another bottle of honey. And if you guys saw my video where I showed the 5 recipes that I made with the $10 grocery budget haul, I made a Salisbury steak with mushroom gravy. Only instead of mushrooms, I swapped out the mushrooms and used lentils. Was that ever delicious. So I got some mushrooms today, and when I make that Salisbury steak this next time, I'm going to make the mushroom gravy with mushrooms, and I'm sure it'll be equally as good. So yes, Lenora, I use my almond milk or soy milk in anything that I need milk for, and I have not had a problem with that. So Leona says she does freeze her limes and lemons. She uses them for juices. But does she freeze them whole or cut is a good question, because that I don't know. Let's see. Oh, and so we're going to have hamburgers for dinner tonight. So I picked up some buns, and these are the sesame seed brioche buns, which means I better get those burgers out of the freezer, because I have burgers in the freezer, burger patties, so I'll get those out. And then I also picked up a loaf of bread. And the bread at Aldi is certainly cheaper than the bread at Kroger, too. So there's that. And let's see, is that everything? Oh. I think that's everything. Yeah. I don't know when I've had a grocery haul that I had this few groceries. However, the whole purpose was just to pick up a few things and not to go crazy and just buy everything, because I haven't been in the store in a while. And I pretty much got everything that I needed. Now, are there other things that I could probably use? Like I could probably use some storage bags, and because we used quite a few of those earlier in the week, depending upon what we were doing or what we were putting away. I'm going to be, we did preserve some fish today. However, I used my vacuum sealer for that. But sometimes I'll use storage bags for other little things that I'm sticking in the fridge or whatever. And then my husband likes to use the large storage bags to use as a shaker with the breading in his fish. He'll put the breading in, then put the fish in, then he'll shake it, that kind of thing. Well, we're running out of those. And sometimes he'll use freezer bags for that instead of storage bags. So I meant to look for some of those, and I forgot. So Leona says she freezes those lemons and those limes whole. Now, I have frozen tomatoes whole. Let's say tomatoes are getting a little soft. So what I'll do is I'll stick them in the freezer. I might put them in the bag with my veggie scraps. And then when I'm making broth, I'll put them in that. And then I get that flavor in the broth. But okay, we can freeze the lemons and the lime whole. But she uses them for juices and things like that. So once you get them out of the freezer and they thaw out, You can cut them in half and then put them in a lemon press or a lime squeeze and then get the juice out of them that way. So that should work. Another question, Leona, is if you freeze them, um, can you still, like, let's say you needed some lemon zest, can you still take the zest off of them? Is that still in good condition to do? Just kind of curious. It seems like it ought to be, but I don't know. Good question. Let me know if you know the answer to that. Hey, Duncan Party of Six, how are you? So what I'm doing today, and I've got all the groceries up. So what I'm doing today is just showing off my first grocery haul that I've done since our $10 food challenge. Let me just throw these in the freezer real quick. Let me just drop these in because I don't want these thawing out. And then I end up with a big block of vegetable ice. That's not what I'm trying to do. There. The only thing that I really wanted to make sure I got in the fridge or freezer right away was those frozen vegetables because, if you don't, then when you get ready to use them, you've got this big clump of frozen vegetables in the bag. There. So yes, you can if you zest it while it's partially frozen. Okay. Thank you for sharing that with us. So you guys heard it. So from Miss Leona, if you have to freeze your lemons or your limes, which if you feel like they're starting to get a little soft, put them in the freezer. And if you need some lemon zest when they're partially frozen and you can still get a pretty good grip on them, you can zest them. So that's pretty nice to know. And thank you, Lenora. She says this was a fantastic haul. I have to admit, I was pretty pleased with myself because my biggest challenge today was, since I hadn't been in the store in a while, was not to just go hog wild, not to just buy everything in the store because I could. Now, I will admit, I could have left these behind. But, I picked them up, and I did get extra packs of rice. I think I got 3 basmati, 3 of the jasmine, and 4 of the cilantro. I would not normally get more than, say, 6 of these, but since the price was so good, I went ahead and splurged because these are things we will need, and I'm able to get these at recession-proof prices because they weren't even this cheap before all the tariffs and all this other stuff started happening. So they weren't even this cheap then. What I wasn't real sure about was, prices as far as whether or not, tariffs are on some of the veggies, because I was looking at this little bag of cucumbers and it came in from Canada, but there was no price in front of it. But I did see the price for these, and so the little cucumbers, but they were just the little baby cucumbers, and they're real sweet, and you can just chop one up in a salad. I really thought about getting those, but since I wasn't able to see the price, and I thought, you know what, this is fine. I can cut one in half, put some saran wrap over the other half, use one half of it in a big salad for me and the hubby, and then get the other half. So I thought, I'm good with this. So now Jean asks, did I have a menu in mind when I went shopping? No. When I went shopping today, I was more in mind of, okay, what are we out of? What have I been using from my fridge, my freezer, my pantry, and my extended pantry? Because typically the things that I buy will go with whatever menu plan I decide to come up with. So for example, me and Miss Leona did videos, and Miss Leona is on here. She's at Ebony, Ivy, and Time in case you're new to her. But we each have a video called our 20 item capsule grocery haul. So with these 20 items, regardless of what I decide to cook, from these 20 items, I can make a meal. The 20 item capsule grocery haul includes things like rice, which I got some, minute rice here. Well, not really minute rice because that's a brand, but I'll say this 90-second rice. Beans, and I did get some black beans. Rice, beans, pasta. Now, I didn't buy any pasta today because that I already have on my shelf. And even though I use pasta during the grocery haul challenge, I had enough pasta that I could probably have pasta 2 or 3 times a week for the next 3 months and I'd be fine. So I didn't need to purchase pasta. And I only got the chicken because it was such a good price. Otherwise, I would not have gotten that. Now, the cans of sardines. I don't like that. I don't like the smell of them, but I'm not the only one who lives here, who I'm buying grocery for, and who also helps pay for these groceries. So I also get things for him that he would prefer. Like, he didn't go today, but I know different things that he would like. So I had to get things that he would like. Now, I got a couple of things. So I got the trail mix, I got the chips, and I got the fruit. So now, since I am concerned about his health, what do I know he'll reach for first? He'll reach for the trail mix or the fruit before he reaches for the chips. And even when he reaches for the chips, he'll just eat a few. So these things don't go with my other stuff. And of course, the cookies don't go. But everything else that I bought will go with something I already have. So now let's talk about a menu plan. When you're making your menu, you're going to have protein, some kind of a protein, some kind of a starch, and some kind of a veggie. And maybe you're going to have a dessert. Just depends upon what day it is. If it's Sunday, you're probably going to want to have a dessert with that. And you're going to have some kind of a beverage. Oh, and speaking of, my sister came by today. And she was visiting. My husband fried some fish for lunch, and so he treated her as well. And he said, would you like something to drink? And she says, well, what do you have? And he said, beer and water. She says, I'll take water. I hadn't made the lemonade yet, so I didn't have anything else to offer her. I had nothing but water, which is pretty good because that's mostly what people want when they come to visit anyway, but didn't have any iced tea yet and didn't have the lemonade yet. I was planning to make it, just hadn't got there. And she didn't want that beer, so we just had water. So the next time she comes by, I'm going to have iced tea in the fridge and I'm going to have some lemonade. But let's talk about the menu plan. And real quick, Miss Leona says this is salad season. She says they're having a salad every night. It's light and it's cool. So now Lenora wants to know, how long will these groceries last? These groceries that I bought today will probably last a couple of weeks. Now you're thinking, well, I really didn't get a whole lot, but I already knew that tonight I wanted to have hamburgers. I've got burger patties in the freezer that I got on sale sometime a while back. So it's 3 o'clock. So I'll get those out of the freezer, set them either in the fridge to thaw out. But I knew I needed buns. So I picked up these buns today, and that's going to be tonight's meal. We'll probably only use 2, maybe 3. So I'll put the rest of these buns in a freezer bag and I'll put them in the freezer. So the next time we get ready to have burgers, I've got some buns. So there's that. What are we going to have with those burgers? Well, it could be some baked beans, like pork and beans or something like that. So I've got some cans of like Brooks pork and beans or something like that on the shelf. Or we can make French fries. My husband makes the best fried potatoes. When he fries fish or makes French fries, they look like a picture from a magazine. So I might have him make those. However, the other day, he was going to go on a fishing trip, and so he went to this place and picked up some chicken wings to take for lunch the next day. And they always give you French fries with those chicken wings. And I ate a few of them that night, but I put the rest of them in the fridge. I could put those French fries, so that I'm not wasting food. I could put those French fries in the oven, and once you bake them, crisp them up, they taste very, very good. So we could have those French fries with those burgers, or we could have rice with those burgers, or like Miss Leona said, since it's so doggone hot, I can make a nice little salad, and we could have the burgers with the salad. So we can have that. So now tomorrow is Sunday. I usually make a nice little Sunday dinner. So again, thinking protein, starch, veggie, dessert, because it's Sunday. I like to make a roast chicken on Sunday, or it could be a roast beef on Sunday, or it could be a pork roast on Sunday. Well, what am I going to cook with that? As I mentioned earlier, I've got rice that I could cook with that. I've got pasta. I can make some mac and cheese. I could just make some buttered noodles. I can make mashed potatoes with gravy. I have 3 potatoes over there in my produce basket, or I have some packages of mashed potato flakes like this in my pantry. I have pasta, I have rice, I have corn, which is a starch, and no sweet potatoes. I saw those in the store today, but I didn't pick those up. So I could do a roast chicken, and I can make some biscuits to go with them. We could have mashed potatoes. I can make a gravy, or we could have the roast chicken with rice, which I've got plenty of. And then, of course, you saw me buy those frozen vegetables. And then, of course, I also picked up the cauliflower and the broccoli. So this will go with any of that. On Monday, what are we going to have? Well, I could either have leftover chicken. I could do something with those chicken thighs and make some kind of a nice little dish. Miss Leona made a really good dish a couple of weeks ago with chicken thighs. And it was brandied apple chicken. And I made it with chicken legs. I'm thinking the thighs probably would have worked better, but it turned out okay. But I could do something with those. I could make some kind of a chicken soup, chicken stew. Again, I've got potatoes, 3 potatoes over there. I've got carrots, and now I've got onions somewhere, which I was out of. But I've got carrots and celery in the fridge, and I've got onions, and I've got potatoes. I got the mixed vegetables, so I can make something with that. Let's say I decide I want to have pork chops. I've got pork chops in the freezer, but any of the other side dishes, I've got everything here for it. And let's say, I say, you know what? I think I just want something simple, like maybe some spaghetti and meat sauce or spaghetti and meatballs. Get some ground beef out of the fridge. It could be ground beef, could be ground turkey, could be ground chicken. Probably it's going to be ground turkey or ground beef because I've got those 2 things in the fridge. Make the meatballs, get them cooked. I've got tomatoes on my shelf, and I've also got pasta sauce on my shelf. So I can make the spaghetti, the meat sauce, that kind of thing, and I could have that. I've got plenty of stuff for salad, and then I've got the green beans, the broccoli, and all of that. So you see how that works. I just buy what I need according to that week. But now, do I have a meal plan in mind? Not particularly. Okay, so now let's see if people are getting it. So Lenora, these groceries are going to last for a couple of weeks. And then Shelly said, I reminded her she wanted to bake a cake today. Yeah, because tomorrow's Sunday. You got to have Sunday dessert for Sunday dinner. White wine with the cake, sounds like. So Jean says, I bought lots of chicken thighs, several meals there. Yes, so I bought 2 packs of the chicken thighs. And so I can divide those 2 packs up into 3 or 4 meals. Probably each pack might last for 2 meals. Or if I make one like really big dish of something and then like cook it all up at once and then portion it out and freeze it, I'll be good to go there as well. Oh, Leona says she's got an air fryer chicken wings this week for the big guy. Okay, how did that turn out? I have not tried chicken wings in the air fryer. Now, I did do some pork chops in the air fryer, and they turned out okay. But I tell you what, so good make you want to slap your mama is a roast a chicken in the air fryer. Oh my goodness. And they're perfect for Sunday dinner. And you know what you do is after you get it out of the air fryer, you'll brush it with a little bit of olive oil or melted butter, set it under the broiler for about 3 to 5 minutes. And you really have to keep an eye on it. Like set your timer on your microwave for 3 minutes and then look at it after 3 minutes and see if it's brown enough. And then if it's not, set it for another minute because you want to keep an eye on it because it'll burn quickly if you don't keep an eye on it. Do I steam my cauliflower? Sometimes I do. Most of the time, though, I'll saute it. But yeah, I might like slice up the broccoli and the cauliflower, saute it a little bit, and have like a stir fry, and then have that on top of rice. We could do a meatless meal where I just have the roasted veggies. So we could do that as well. So Kimberly says, Lenora, she can make groceries last forever if she freezes things or cans things. So yeah, exactly. There are tons of different meal possibilities from just the things that I have here, working with what I already have in my freezers. So when I'm out shopping, like today, I didn't plan to buy any meat at all, but I saw the chicken thighs on sale. So I thought, okay, go ahead and pick up the chicken thighs. And when I say I saw them, there was a lady that I met there with her little girl that she saw them first. And because I said, do you see any deals? And at first she says, not yet. Then she's like, oh, wait, here's one. And so we both picked up some of the chicken thighs. So I thought, okay, that's going to be my big deal for the week. And that's going to, I'll break them down and I'll vacuum seal them into individual portions. So let me just see how many, so I can give you a better idea. So it looks like there are 6 chicken thighs in that one. Yeah, there's 6 chicken thighs in a pack. So what I'll probably do is divide the packs in half. And so the meals that I'll make would have 3 chicken thighs each in there, and vacuum seal it that way. So yeah. Yep, tons of stuff, tons of meals. Do I prefer canned tomatoes? Lenora, I like canned tomatoes, but it depends on what I'm using them for. If I'm making spaghetti sauce or some kind of pasta sauce or something like that, I'm putting them into a dish, canned tomatoes work fine. Sometimes though, like Megan, the Duchess of Sussex, she used to be Meghan Markle, now she's the Duchess of Sussex. She has this pasta recipe where she uses fresh tomatoes on the vine to make this pasta recipe. And I've tried those kind of fresh tomato recipes and they come out pretty good too. So it just depends on what it is that you're working with. Like what kind of recipe are you trying to put together? And go from there. Stephanie says Jose Xylo has a cucumber limeade and aqua de pepino recipe that sounds good. Do you have a favorite pasta and veggie salad recipe that's vinegar based? No, you know who I really like is that salad lady. She has a YouTube channel and she has a website, and she makes so many different kinds of salads. And then she will usually make a dressing to go with that salad. Some of them are vinegar based, some of them are not. And I really like checking out her website when I want to try something new. As far as if I'm going to have a purchased salad dressing, I like a zesty Italian. I used to really like French, but now I've kind of gone to a zesty Italian. And then sometimes I'll make my own based upon what I find on that salad lady's website. Okay. So when Leona goes to the farmer's market, she'll buy enough tomatoes to have some for salads and then some to dice and freeze. Yeah, I suppose you could dice some and use them, like dice them and then freeze them. And then when you get ready to make a recipe, you can just dump them out and you've got like almost fresh tomatoes in that. Air fryer wings, okay, are your jam. Oh, Shelly, you oven roasted a chicken this week in a roasting pan that had been your mom's. Speaking of that, I just remembered I loaned my roasting pan to my sister, one of my sisters. I got to get that back because that was my husband's mom's roasting pan, and I really enjoy having it. So I'm going to have to get that back from her. Oh, Leona had to switch devices. Yeah, did something, one of them need to be recharged. When I got ready to do this live stream, I realized I had like 20% charge left on this phone. So what I did was I plugged it in. I got it, the charger plugged in, and then with an extension cord and taped it to this selfie stick so that I could do this live stream and not have to worry about it going dead. Okay, hey, Allie Rue is here. Hi, Allie Rue. It's been a while since we've talked to you. It's good that you're here with us. So what I'm doing today is I'm sharing my first grocery haul after the $10 budget challenge. Now, when me and Miss Leona got ready to start our $10 grocery haul budget challenge, we each set parameters for what worked out best for our family. I wanted to try just the $10 for perishables, milk, bread, eggs, and like produce. Well, my $10 ended up being spent on, and that was $10 for the whole month of May, on creamer, which I counted as milk. So I went to Kroger one day, and then I went to Aldi the second time because, you know, I needed some of that, a less expensive creamer. And what I forgot to put in my wrap up on that video is what I would do differently. And here's what I would do differently if I did the $10 monthly grocery haul again. So I would, well, not necessarily for the $10, but what would I do differently for, let's say I gave myself $100 grocery bill, groceries, $100 amount to spend on groceries. What I realized is that sometimes I buy too much produce at one time. So that was the thing that I kept reminding myself today, because I saw peaches and I wanted to get some. They looked pretty good. They were $1.99, so they weren't really on sale yet. But I thought, oh, those peaches are huge. They look pretty good. I thought, nope, it's not quite peach season yet here, so they're not down as low as they could. But I got grapes, I got cherries, there's a couple apples left in the fridge, and I got some apples in a bowl on the table. So I thought, you don't need to buy any more fruit. And then I thought about, okay, so I got broccoli and I got cauliflower. And then, of course, I have frozen vegetables. Oh, and I got the corn. So we're going to have that corn on the cob tomorrow for dinner, because I don't want to let it sit in there, and I don't know how long it's been sitting in the store. So we're going to have that tomorrow for dinner with whatever we have, but we're going to have that tomorrow for dinner. But that was my challenge, because carrots were $1.39 for, it looked like it was almost a 2-pound bag, but I thought, you got plenty of carrots still in the fridge, so you don't need to buy any carrots. I didn't need to buy any celery. So it's like, don't buy stuff because it's on sale if you don't need it. I thought, just wait. So one of the things I decided to do differently is to buy less produce at a time, so that when I need to, I can go back out and get the produce, and I haven't bought so much that I let it spoil. Because that can happen. I can buy too much produce, then I can't get it used up, and then there you are. So that's the one thing I would do differently, is I would allot more for, like, if I have to run back to the store for something, I would allot more to be able to buy perishables and not buy as many perishables when I make my regular grocery hauls. Okay. Yeah, check out that salad, ladies. Now, Jean says $100. So let's say I spent, I don't know what I did with that sales stuff, but I probably spent about 135, somewhere between 135 and $160 today. Let's say I spent $150 today on this stuff that you guys saw today. And this haul is going to last me for 2 weeks. So I purposefully didn't buy as much produce as I wanted to, because I wanted to make sure, number one, that I didn't buy too much and let it spoil, but then also I could come back and buy produce later, perishables later, when I needed to. So that's what I mean. So let's say I'm giving myself $100 for a 2-week period, and then I go in and I spend, let's say I spend $75. I'm going to save out at least 10 to 15 for that 2-week period, so that I can make a second trip back if I need to pick up that additional produce. Because like I said, I don't want to waste food, and I'm trying not to do that. And then Lenora said she always buys too much produce. And I used to do that. Well, I can't say used to. Sometimes I still do that. I'm trying to be better at that. Allie Rue says she's trying to shop less often, and that has been helpful too. My husband was like, yeah, you're not spending as much because you're not going to the store. And that has been a big help, not going to the store as often. So Allie Rue, boom, you hit the nail right on the head. Shop less often, you spend less. She's been buying 3 pounds of frozen strawberries and 3 pounds of blueberries. It lasts a while and it's always good. Oh, Jean just subscribed to the Salad Lady. Good. Oh, and let me just say this. Miss Leona, who is on with us, Ebony, Ivy, and Time, is on her way to 5,000 subscribers. So if you have not joined her family, please be sure to sign up for her YouTube channel. You will love it. But Jean says, yes, split the produce between 2 trips. That's her weakness, too much produce. Yeah. Because I thought about getting some more apples because I'm going to be using some apples in salad. I'm like, nope. Going to use the apples you got? Nope. You're not buying any peaches in the, fresh ones. You can buy some canned ones. And if I don't use them this week, the can is still okay on the shelf. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me? And did you guys, someone was asking about, whether or not I actually had a meal plan. When you buy things that always work together, you really don't have to worry so much about planning as long as you stick pretty much to your 20-item capsule grocery haul. I will link those in the description box below. I will link mine and I will find Miss Leona's and link it down there as well. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome for the shout out. Not a problem. Jean says she's already subscribed to Leona. So yeah, so guys, I got to get these groceries put away. But just know that I am working on a series on water bath canning for beginners. You guys asked for it, so I'm trying to put it together. So be sure to come back and see that when I get it all done. There'll be a series of 5 or 6 videos, and I think you will enjoy it. Hey, Doggone is here today. And I think Doggone, if I recall correctly, is a guy, I think. But health issues have mostly grounded his grocery shop. Oh, it's a girl. Okay, it's a woman. So health issues have mostly grounded my grocery shopping, and my husband does it now. He is so happy because we're saving a ton. He strictly follows his list. Exactly. That is exactly right. Now, my husband doesn't follow the list. He picks up all kinds of things. So when he goes shopping with me, we spend at least 10 or 15% more because there's things he's picking up that he wants. But today when I went, I made a point to pick up some things that I know are the kinds of things that he likes. So I was good there. Doggone, I'm sorry. I couldn't remember. Then when I read the note, I said, oh, okay, so she's a lady, and then she's talking about her hubby. So, yeah, I get it. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate it. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to let you guys go and get these groceries put away because I got my frozen veggies in the freezer. Thank goodness. I will tell you guys, too, hubby went fishing yesterday, and he had a great catch. So this morning we had fish to clean. Now, when I say we, he does the cleaning and then the processing. And then when he's got all that done and he brings them in, gets them all rinsed off in the sink, I will have the vacuum sealer all set up. And I pre-cut and measure the vacuum sealer bags. And I have all of that all ready to go. And then all we've got to do is stick them in the vacuum sealer, get them sealed up, and then get them in the freezer. So had that to do this morning as well. So yeah. So okay, I'm going to let you guys go and I will talk to you again soon. Bye. And oh, be sure to check out any of my videos that you haven't seen. Please do that for me. I'd appreciate it. Bye.